Welcome to Community Convener, the official podcast of Henry County Chamber of Commerce. My name is Joseph Henning, President and CEO for the Chamber, and I am still your host. Welcome to our 13th episode. This podcast is all about bringing you the people, programs, and progress driving business growth and community connections right here in Henry County, Georgia. We want to update our great listeners and members too. While we started out with weekly episodes, we have moved to bi-weekly. Same great content, but this allows us to bring you more news and information from Henry County, and Trinity gets to actually go home once in a while. Kicking things off with this packed episode, insights from the Women's Leadership Council co-chair Dodie Cason and the upcoming Women's EmPOWER Coffee Hour with Heather Ross, spotlight some of our incredible members and volunteers, share some can't-miss upcoming opportunities, and a special treat for y'all this episode. The Voices of the Chamber features Trinity sharing some thoughts with us. So grab a coffee and let's dive in. This week's Catalytic Conversation is hosted by Barbara Ingram and features Dodie Cason, co-chair of our Women's Leadership Council, and Heather Ross, our first presenter for the Women's Empower Her Coffee Hour. Let's take a listen.
Hello, I'm Barbara Ingram. I'm the Director of Communications with the Henry County Chamber of Commerce. And I'm here today with the co-chair of the Women's Leadership Council, Dodie Cason. And Dodie is also, when I say co-chair, there is Crystal Dixon, who could not be with us today. She's the CEO of Paradigm Project Leadership Group, and Crystal is off on business assignment. So Dodie, we're going to ask you to tell us why we're here as the Women's Leadership Council. What have you got going on?
We have got something so exciting. We are getting ready to kick off our Empower Her Coffee Hour series. This is hosted and planned by the Women's Leadership Council here at the Henry County Chamber. It kicks off in September 4th, a Thursday morning at 8 a.m. And what we do...
Starts early.
Yeah,
yes.
It starts early.
I like that.
It does. Well, you know, like Crystal not being here and us having co-chairs, we find that people are so busy this day in life. And so just the convenience of having a co-chair, somebody to be here to partner with me and work with all the phenomenal women that are part of this group, and then planning things super early in the morning so we can get in, knock it out, have a great morning of networking, learning, and then get on with our busy days.
Get smarter and go.
Yes. So September 4th, Thursday morning at 8 a.m., we will kick it off with coffee and some light breakfast refreshments.
Awesome.
Lots of networking with some phenomenal business professionals here in and around Henry County. And then we'll have a phenomenal speaker that's going to join us that morning that we're going to hear from in a minute. So
this is Heather Ross. Heather, you're with Solutionists International Consulting, and you're going to be our keynote speaker on September 4th. And we're delighted to hear a little bit more about what you're going to be talking about.
Well, ladies, I believe we're in for a very different kind of time. Dodie, do you mind if I use you for an example?
Oh, yes, I don't mind.
Okay, so earlier, she let me know a little bit about her career and how she started off in one industry but switched to another because she recognized that it wasn't just exactly what she needed anymore. What about you? When is the last time you thought about what you needed, how you needed it to happen, and what changes you need to make? How quickly were you ready to be able to make those changes and to do what was necessary so that you could lead with purpose, make sure that you were in an environment so that your best self could show up? That is what we're going to talk about.
You're going to give us some tips on how to make that happen, how to pivot?
Well, not just how to pivot, but first let's identify it. What are we pivoting from? Why are we pivoting? Is a pivot really necessary, or do we just need to make an abrupt change altogether? Because sometimes we want to turn when really we need to jump in another pool. So sometimes it's change that we need, other times it's transition. But what we're going to talk about, I have basically put it into this idea that we need to fill our cups. So much of leadership and different things that we work on are about how much can I get out of you? How much can I use you to get what I want for my end product? Well, on this day, we're going to talk about how much can we put into you? How much can we put you into the optimal environment so that the best of you comes out?
Awesome. I think you call that the capacity to lead?
Correct. So capacity is hugely important. Sometimes one of the words that we also use is bandwidth. When do you recognize where your bandwidth is? How much bandwidth do you have, and how are you using it? Is the reason why you have so much bandwidth here because this place is good for you, or because you like the people, or because you like what you're doing? There's a difference. Let's talk about it.
Going to hear more about that on September the 4th, 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, 8 a.m.
And you wonder, like, how in the world does this line up with what the Women's Leadership Council is doing? And that goes back to our Women's Leadership Council purpose. And
Yes.
our purpose for this piece of the Henry County Chamber is we're looking to empower entrepreneurial and business-minded women from various sectors by providing them with resources, connecting them with mentors, and creating an atmosphere for them to thrive in their careers and their personal lives. And so as a team, all of the individuals that support the Women's Leadership Council, we've sat down over the last several months and determined, like, us in the professional world, what things are important to us. So this is one topic that came up, filling your own cup. I mean, as women in general, I think we're so busy of just giving and giving and giving to others out there that we never sit back and think, well, what do I really need? Or what do I really want? Mm-hmm. And so that's going to be really cool to be able to just sit down and you break it down and say, like, okay, ladies, let's think about you for a minute.
Yes.
So, Dodie, we've talked a lot about the series. Can you give us a little more detail? How does the series work? And then there's a surprise at the end. Yes?
A surprise. Yes, always a big surprise. So getting ready to kick this off in September with our first speaker, Heather Ross. But then each month, September, October, November, skipping December, and then January and February, the first Thursday of every month at 8 a.m., we'll host this Empower Her Coffee Hour series. And we've got a list of fantastic guest speakers to come out and share their knowledge, to just pour into each of the attendees that are coming out. But with that, what it's really building up to is our eighth annual Women's Empowerment Summit.
Oh.
Have you ever been to the summit, Heather?
Not yet.
Oh,
I'm looking forward to it.
You're missing out. You got to make sure you get that ticket. And that
I'm new in town.
early bird ticket specials will be coming out soon.
Okay.
But the Women's Empowerment Summit is always the first Thursday in March. So that's going to be Thursday, March the 5th. And the Merle Mander Conference Center in Stockbridge will host. That'll be the venue for us for the event. And so super excited. We've got some fantastic ideas for speakers. We just got things falling into place already.
Very early falling into place this year.
Yes.
So happy about that.
Yes.
So when we come here for the coffee hour, it's the chamber is here in the Hudgens Room.
Yep.
Every first Thursday, starting September. We skip December and we finish up in February. And then there's the Empowerment Summit, March the 6th, Thursday, March 6th.
Yep. And since it's early, you may not be wide awake, but bring some business cards because you never know who you're going to run into when you're here networking. And I always say form a strategy when you're coming out. I mean, it's early. You may still have some sleepy in your eyes and not really be in the mood to talk, but it's such a great chance, have that strategy to come in and find like, hey, I'm going to find one person to connect with just to build, whether it be a new business relationship or a new friend, come expecting.
Yeah,
and if you do,
that's the key. Make some connections.
Yes, you're going to walk away successful.
And what we do with the Women's Leadership Council is we have topics that are relevant. We work for months to find the right speakers, the right messaging, because we're all about empowering women in business, whether you're an entrepreneur or whether you are a business leader. We are definitely going to have a message for you. Heather has already given us a little bit of what she's going to be talking about, but these are the messages, these are the topics that the Women's Leadership Council said. These are important. This is what we need. This is what we want to learn more about.
Yep. So just a little sneak peek at some of those. Of course, Heather, fill your cup, your path to being a healthier leader. Who doesn't want to be a healthier leader? Another topic that we have coming soon, redefining success on your terms. I mean, I think everybody has their own envisionment of what success is to them. And then building your circle of power. Exactly what I was just saying. Come here with a strategy. Find that one person that's a new connection and build on that. But, building your circle of power. Who do you need? What do you need around you for your success? So just some really cool topics that we already have in place, some great speakers we already have lined up. So you're not going to want to miss this.
Absolutely. This is what's important to women and women here in Henry County.
Yes. And beyond.
Yeah.
and beyond. We just stake our claim here.
Now, we didn't mention that this is free to chamber members. So, I mean, if you're a chamber member, come on out. There's no charge to you. And if you've got a friend or a coworker that maybe isn't a chamber member, come on out. There's a $15 fee, but we would love to have you. And it just may turn into a chamber relationship for you because you're going to just see how beneficial it is with all the connections you're going to make.
Yeah, wonderful
Yes.
connections. So we look forward to seeing all of our members and our future members.
That's right.
Okay.
So, ladies, we would love to have you join us. If you're not familiar, there is the Henry County Chamber website. And if you go to that website, look for the calendar, and you're going to find these events on there the first Thursday of every month and register for us. Again, there's no charge if you're a chamber member, but we do like to have a head count so that we make sure we have plenty of coffee and snacks. If you're not a chamber member, you can still go to the website. That's where you're going to be able to go ahead and register in advance and pay that $15 fee.
September 4, that website is henrycounty.com. Spelled out one word, henrycounty.com.
And while you're at the website, check it out. It'll give you more information on the Women's Leadership Council. You may just want to attend and be part of the planning committee and bring your ideas and your great leadership skills and thoughts to help us make this even better.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Heather. We look forward to seeing and learning more from you about filling our cup, understanding the capacity to lead and what we need. And Dodie, thank you so much for always being such a wonderful chair. You and Crystal, we love having you, working with you, and your leadership. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. We enjoy it. And it's super excited to be a part of this Empower Her Coffee Hour series. Our theme this year is the business of being a woman, strategy, success, and strength.
Yes, we're serious about that.
Yes. So we hope to see everybody come out
Yes,
and join us.
Absolutely. Thank you, ladies.
And now, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta is recognized this episode as our elite highlight. CHOA has long supported the Henry Chamber's programs and services, including Youth Leadership Henry, Women's Empowerment Summit, our annual awards, and so much more. When it comes to caring for kids, CHOA has never settled for just good enough. Every day, they provide nationally ranked pediatric care to Georgia's kids and teens so they can get back to just being kids. And with your support, we're continuing to raise the bar for pediatric care in Georgia for years to come. Thank you, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, for your continued support. Well, welcome back to this episode's Voices of the Chamber, and I will tell you a secret. I have pulled Trinity over to this side of the desk. Trinity, welcome.
Thank you. It's a different view over here.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, it's a little more pressure, isn't it? Like over there, you just have to hit a button. Over here, I got to actually have a conversation.
Yeah, I'm starting to appreciate you a little bit more.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I mean, I do appreciate you because I don't have to run that. There are so many things I want to talk to you about and make sure that people are aware of the amazing job that you're doing here. But start, if you would, tell us about your role in brief, and then your background, your history, your schooling, anything you want to tell us that people may not know.
Yeah, so I'll start with right after high school in 2019. 5 days after graduating, I started at the Chamber of Commerce back home in North County.
Okay.
And I worked there through college, in which I went to Georgia Southern for physics.
Yes.
Which is not at all related to what I do now.
No.
But I appreciated every single bit of it. But like I mentioned, I worked there all through college. For a few months there, I went to work at Disney in Florida. And then after that, I reached out to you to see if there was any positions open, and that's how I landed here.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, yes, let's talk a little bit about the physics. I always have debates with people that they say that liberal arts and science degrees are not necessary. I take the counter side that I think that it is the area that gives you the most critical thinking skills that is lacking in some. So tell us a little bit about your experience with physics and that. I'm so fascinated and I'm just so amazed. I have sisters and nieces that just love science. And so it's amazing when I meet, especially women that love science. So tell me a little bit about your experience in that.
So originally my plan was to go into astronomy, which is how I landed with that degree. Not for the faint of heart. Just
No.
If you are not a math person, which I love science, but math was never my strong suit, it's not for the faint of heart. But it does give you those critical thinking skills. You have to find different ways to look at the world. And like when you have an equation in front of you, you might have the answer, but you got to figure out how to get there.
How to get there.
And it's just that different way of actually learning to take a step back and try to think of all the different possibilities of how you can solve a problem is probably the greatest thing I got out of that degree.
Wonderful. And so is there a way that people can contact you if they're looking for another team member for their trivia team?
I love any kind of trivia.
Let's take that step then into one of your roles is the Emerging Business Leaders Team Liaison. So tell us a little bit about that and what you've got planned, what you're working on with them, please.
So with the Emerging Business Leaders, that is our professional development networking for 22 to 40-year-olds. Right now, we are working to plan a trivia night.
Okay.
As we mentioned, I absolutely love trivia, and anytime I can bring it into my work, I will. But we've had a good run. Cornelius has done a few really, really good
Leadership
sessions
labs
with us, and Abby from Chick-fil-A actually did one for us as well. Those have been really well received, and so trying to give a little networking break, bring somebody in, have some fun. So yeah.
Yeah. So that information's online as well if they're interested in finding out more about the EBLP. Great. I want to thank you, and two, I want to congratulate you because one of the first things that we talked about was the podcast studio. And we agreed that we would start with a small setup and grow as we did. What did you learn from this process, and what do you think the takeaways are that you gained from your role?
Just in a personal sense, appreciate my attention to detail a little bit more because I know when it's my personal things, when I write, it's easy to overlook things that you mess up. But whenever you're literally in the business of correcting everybody else, you start to see it and then start seeing it in yourself and know how to make yourself better that way.
Okay. All right. Great. One last piece. Let's talk a little bit about, I'm very excited that you have been accepted into the ACCE's Next Generation Leadership Program. And I know that we just kicked that off a few weeks ago in Philly, and you got to meet your mentor in person. And you've had several of the professional development programs that they've done, the meetings and that, and conversations with the CEO for ACCE and that. So far, what have you liked about that program? And then second question is, what are you looking forward to through the next several months with that program?
So first off, the kickoff was amazing. Being able to go to Philly and actually getting able to see the cohort that I'm in, because it's with people from all across the United States. Yeah. So the odds of us actually ever meeting in person were pretty low. So it was nice to meet everybody in person and meet my mentor, considering she's from Ohio. Not relatively close, but it was amazing. They're utilizing, it's called Better Culture. And I'm not going to lie, I was a little offset at first, but the first class shocked me. I got a lot of good nuggets out of it. And then we recently had our first online professional development. I have homework. I did get my homework done before the first session.
Barely.
I was about to say, we're not going to say at what point, but it was before. And I contributed to the conversation.
Good.
But it was a really, really good conversation.
It just is amazing, not just for you, not just for our team that you're in this, not just for the chamber, but for our membership and community, because there are so many resources now that you have available that you can help continue to build this community. So I congratulate you on that. I think there were, 12 of you, 15 selected maybe?
I think so. Around there.
Yeah. So a relatively small number in that select few. So congratulations on that selection as well.
Keeps it close.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Let's see. Anything you want to share with them before I let you run across there and hit the stop button for the record? Because we're doing it without a producer today.
Well, I know. I can't be in two places
no,
at
you
once,
can't.
unfortunately.
Physics will take care of that eventually.
Maybe. One day. The only thing is flex.
Oh, that's right. Tell me, because I know last year we launched the National Civics Bee with our Henry County Schools partners.
And we are bringing that back.
And we're bringing that back, and you have taken that into your portfolio of work, but you've added to it with our schools this year. Tell us a little bit about that program.
So Flex is the foundational leadership entrepreneurship experience. It's a wonderful program. It is an entrepreneurial competition for high schoolers. So high school students you could range from one-person business to a group, but they legitimately have to run a business.
Yeah.
The first step is they submit a business plan, and then we'll have a few judges judge it, and they'll select the top 10 in our county, in our area. And then those 10 will go through a series of workshops with us, focusing on things from finance, marketing, whatever we think would help them.
Okay.
And then rounds 2 and 3 are actually Shark Tank style pitches. So they'll have to learn how to present. But the best thing is they have to show that they're legitimately running their business. It's not going to be something that they could just do every now and then. It's something these students are going to have to pour a bit of their heart and soul into. And there may be students already in the schools that have legitimate businesses.
That's amazing, and I can't wait to see that. And we're getting close to kicking that off. So let me ask you a couple of questions about that. One, we have moved Flex and the National Civics Beat under the foundation.
Yes.
So anybody that wants to, whether business or individual, wants to support those programs can give a donation to the foundation, and it is a tax-deductible donation.
Yep. This is true.
And you are looking for sponsors and all of that, because at some point we have to come up with money for these kids.
Yes.
Yes. Two, with both of these programs, we're expanding it into not just Henry County schools, but into Henry County's private schools that are interested in participating. And so you're looking at one or maybe two steering groups, organizing groups for both of those. Tell me a little bit about what people, if they're interested, what would be the things that they'd be doing?
So first we have our leadership team. It's around 4 or 5 people that I have right now. And it's really the core planning group. So we're working on planning sponsorship packages, as we mentioned, engagement, trying to gauge the best way we can reach our teachers, our students, anyone in the community who might be interested in things like that. Aside from that, if you want to be involved in the Civics Beat, once we get all the information and everything for it, because it is just starting to kick off, but you can serve as a judge for that. The first round of the Civics Beat, this middle school students write essays. And so you can sign up to be a judge to read those essays and grade them. For Flex, there are 2 ways that you could participate. I guess 3, because you could sponsor. You can be a mentor for our students.
Okay.
So it'd be 10 groups at that point. And then the final way is running a workshop. Okay. So anybody who has experience in finance, in marketing, public speaking, anything like that, we want to run workshops for our students from those experts.
Okay. And I know part of what our conversation has been around, and I don't mean to put you on the spot, but we are looking at, I believe, 17, 18 high schools in Henry County potentially being involved in the Flex.
Yes.
So we really are looking for people that can help us organize and push this to the finish line.
Spread the word.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. And I wanted to add that if anybody was part of the Civics Beat last year, we had a great amount of feedback from the judges that just really appreciated the opportunity to see what these middle school students identified as community issues, how they would go about solving them. And I remember several of them saying it just made me feel so good that there were youth that were really looking at this. So,
and the fact that they had to try to provide solutions
yes,
to whatever problem they identified.
Yes, absolutely. So anybody that's looking for information on Flex, on Civics Beat, on EBLP, on podcasts, on trivia teams, or physics in general, they can reach out to you here at the Chamber. It's tarcher@henrycounty.com?
Yes.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time. It's episode 13, and we finally get you on this side of the microphone. It's not so bad, is it?
It wasn't as bad as I thought. I have more appreciation for all the guests that have been on and everybody who will be. Does this mean I get a mug?
Yes, you get a mug or a mouse pad.
I think I want the mug.
You want the mug? All right. Well, you are welcome to the mug.
I have 2 drinks right here already, so it's going to be a great addition.
You could put ice water in the third one.
Exactly.
There you go. Yeah. Well, we will have you back when you will agree to it. But I want to thank you because these podcasts have been amazing to get the information out on the Chamber and the community too. And you have done a great job at getting that off the ground. So I can't thank you enough.
Thank you. I appreciate
it. Absolutely. We will be right back.
Ever wonder how your business could be featured right here on the podcast? It's easier than you think. We're offering podcast sponsorships that include shout-outs like this one, a spotlight in our episode description, and the option to record your own or let us read it for you. Want even more visibility? Bundle your podcast with a feature in our Chamber e-newsletter for double your impact. Sponsorships are limited. Email Trinity at tarcher@henrycounty.com to learn more.
And here we go with this episode's upcoming events. On August 19th, Henry Business Builders meets from 9 to 10:30 a.m. and join them every Tuesday in the Business Resource Center as they organize to become a chartered chapter of Business Networking International, or BNI, the world's largest and most successful referral networking organization. On August 21st, our Lunch with a Leader features Amelia Nickerson, CEO of First Step Staffing. Join us from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m., where we bring Amelia Nickerson back by popular demand after her standout presentation at the 2025 Innovation Summit. She returns to Henry County to share strategies to help businesses tap into untapped talent pools. On August 26th, Future-Proofing Your Business, a comprehensive guide to navigating challenging times, from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Richard Schnitker of the SBDC is here to teach us how to define future-proofing, to prepare for unexpected events, and to identify 7 key strategies to protect your business. We've even added how to integrate AI as a game changer. Just an FYI, the August 28th Business After Hours at Georgia Endovascular has been postponed. On September 4th, the Empower Her Coffee Hour featuring Heather Ross is from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. in the Hudgens Room. Join us for the launch of the Empower Her Coffee Hour series with The Business of Being a Woman, Strategies, Success, and Strength. On September 9th, Marketing in a Digital World is brought to you by Chase Bank. Join us at the Business Resource Center from 10 to 11:30 a.m. to get noticed, grow your audience, and own your digital space. Join the Chase for Business team for a hands-on session designed to help small business owners and entrepreneurs unlock the power of online visibility and community building. On September 11th, Bridge to Business returns from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the Business Resource Center. Don't miss this opportunity to meet one-on-one with real experts in business, legal, and finance. Join us as we partner with the Better Business Bureau to help you build real relationships, access powerful resources, and get the results you need to grow. September 18th, Lunch with a Leader features Richard Schnitker, business consultant with the SBDC, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Join us as we welcome Richard to share more about the resources available to our members through the SBDC. And on September 29th, the 25th Annual Golf Classic will be at Heron Bay Golf Club. This year marks our 25th Annual Golf Classic, and it's more than golf. It's a celebration of community, connection, and friendly competition. Come swing, socialize, and support the Chamber's ongoing impact in Henry County. To register for these events or to see more of the Chamber and community events, visit our website at henrycounty.com/events/calendar. And now for this episode's Connecting Point. Hear from Severin Bryant with Sev Talks Money on her growth through the mentorship program sponsored by Kaiser Permanente.
Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today. I would love to hear about your experience with the Henry County Chamber of Commerce. But first, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and your business?
I'm happy to be here. My name is Dr. Severin Bryan. I am an accredited financial counselor. And what that means is I work with clients to help them with their basic financial concerns, budgeting, saving money, that sort of thing. I also help them understand their loans and how to pay those down. I also work with corporate America companies where I go in and I do workshops for those companies and also for nonprofits. So that's basically what I do. And what led me here is because I've always had an affinity for numbers and for personal finance. And then I discovered the community. I went back and learned about how to serve clients. And a late life divorce is really what got me more intentional about rebuilding my finances and helping other women do the same.
It's a really important detail of wanting to make sure that you are comfortable as well as other women in your own finances, because I feel like that's something that quite a few of us don't really think about too in depth. So it's always good to have someone to turn it on to. In terms of the mentorship program, what led you to the program and why did you want to participate?
Well, I have been growing my business for a while. And so I thought this may be an opportunity for me to take my business to the next level. I never turned down an opportunity to grow my business and to grow as a person. So that's the main reason why I joined the program, just seeing it as an opportunity to get great feedback from people who've been there, how I can apply that to growing my business.
Perfect. So since starting the mentorship program back in January, what changes or improvements have you seen in your business and in yourself, kind of like Have you seen a mindset shift? Are there skills that you've been able to learn through the program that you've started to applicate to your business?
Yeah, I think one of the main thing as a person, I'm a giver. And if I see a need, I want to help. And many times I do that free, free. And it's been brought to my attention to be more intentional about using the knowledge I've gained, experiences that I have, and get paid for it. So that's one of the things that I think I've had a mindset shift. I'm now being very careful. Instead of saying, hey, I can do it, and volunteering, I'm thinking, how does this fit into my business and the goals that I have for my business? So I'm less prone to saying yes to a free opportunity unless I can see that there's a possibility it may lead to a paid opportunity.
I think that's a really good point as well. And I'm glad someone pushed you in that direction, because you're not just doing something for free, you're also giving your time away that you could be spending on your business.
Yeah,
so being able to kind of find, is this a good opportunity for me to make a connection, to spend my time? Will it help me professionally and personally? So I think that's a really good point. Can you share a key win or milestone that you've reached during the program?
one of the things I've set up is a Patreon because I've always wanted to do a group membership, and I am working on that. I've talked with my coach, and I'm working on doing a group coaching program. But in conjunction with that, I wanted to have a membership where once the group is done over those several weeks, I want to have a place where we can congregate and we can talk about issues. And so I finally set up that Patreon community where I can take my members there and we can have discussions on topics that maybe they want to follow up on after the group coaching program. Another thing that I've done is become more intentional about my YouTube channel because it is monetized, but I had been slacking on adding content, which of course will cause me to get paid. And that's another thing that my mentor has advised me to focus on that.
I love how much intentionality kind of bleeds through all of your answers. I think that's a really, really good skill for people to learn, especially when they're trying to grow their business. So I really like that. What part of the program, whether it be resources, workshops, or tools, do you feel is the most valuable thing you've learned so far or taken away?
As a budding entrepreneur, there are so many opportunities, but a lot of them you have to pay. You have to really be really careful about how you spend your money. You want to, you need to spend it to bring in revenue or to build those relationships. But at the same time, you have to be careful because it's not like you have an overflow of money. So opportunities like the summit, opportunities to meet other coaches, to meet other entrepreneurs, to form relationships, those I think are priceless. And the program does provide those things.
Yeah, I like that point about there are things that are free and there are those that aren't. So you have to be really intentional about what you choose. I know we had a networking event that we hosted at the Chamber where 60 businesses were able to come in and speak to different people and find people in and outside of their industries to connect to. So it's a matter sometimes of just finding those free places because that's just a Facebook group that you can join. But it's definitely, there's a lot of stuff online, so you've got to kind of rifle through it. But when you find it, it's really invaluable.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So what part of the program would you say has exceeded your expectations?
I wouldn't say that anything has exceeded my expectations because I've been in coaching programs before. It's just what I expected is what I'm getting. I'll put it like that. It hasn't really exceeded my expectation. So I don't know. I guess exceeding expectation is the definition is going to be different for each person. But for me, the program is just it's satisfying what I've gone into the program for. What I wish for is that we had more community with the mentees, that we built more of a collaborative relationship. Even though we're in different industries, it would have been great to have that like a family feel with the mentees.
I agree there. You kind of jumped the gun a little bit because I was about to ask how you think we could improve, because you come in with a lot of background in coaching that I feel like a lot of our mentees do not have. So this is kind of their first opportunity to sit down with a mentor or someone inside or outside of their industry and really get a good understanding of how they can improve. And you have that already. So I think you're like the perfect person to talk to that tailoring about. So thank you for that. If another small business owner was asking you whether this program is worth joining, what would you say?
I would say first, evaluate where you are in your business and what you're looking for, because different coaching programs offer different things. So find out where you are and what you're looking for and then determine if this program has what you're looking for. Because if you are a beginner business, then you may be able to get some foundational things, because the foundation is very key. If you are more advanced, this program might not be for you, because you're not getting the deep things, for lack of a better word. You're not going to get, or at least I haven't seen, it may exist, but I haven't seen where you're going to get the depth of knowledge to really push your business that further. So evaluate where you are in your business, what you're looking for, and then have a conversation with the facilitators to see if this makes sense for you at this time in your business.
Yeah, those are all really, really good points. Because again, you've got that background in coaching, so you've seen what you can take out of it. Again, that intentionality. Because I do feel like a lot of the businesses that we see coming into the programs are more starting. They need that foundation. Just there's so much online. Where do I start? So I think that's a really important part of figuring out where you are and how you want to grow. Thank you for that. So as we are moving into the second half for this program, what would you say your top goals are for the second half?
Make money.
Yes. Everybody, yeah.
Yeah, seriously though, to really buckle down on the group coaching program, because that was going to be my focus in July. And then this great opportunity came for the ICF coaching, and I could not pass it up because it was at a deep discount. And so that's taking a lot of my time right now. And then there's also practice coaching that I'm doing with clients to satisfy that program. So it's taking a little bit away from my goal of buckling down on the group coaching program. But I'm hoping in about August, September, to really focus on the marketing so I can build that coaching program, because I've had people tell me they don't want to do one-on-ones, which I'm getting away from anyway. They want to do group coaching. So that's the thing I'm focusing on for the latter part of this program. And again, doubling down on my YouTube channel to bring revenue through that avenue.
Definitely a great way to make some money. I also like that you brought that up, the coaching, and that was one of your improvements that you wish we had done as well, having that kind of being able to sit down with everyone else, figuring out what they're learning as well, and how valuable that can be, just to kind of find people that are either starting or in the same kind of stage that you are in your business, to just see what else you could be learning. So I think that's a really nice point. So the last question that I had is, what kind of long-term support or resources would you say would help you continue to grow your business beyond the program?
I think maybe some kind of evaluation, because there's so much out there. We've talked about that. There's just so much information. There's so many ways that you can go. A way to maybe, let's look at your website and see, how are you positioned? How is your website positioned to bring clients in? Let's look at your messaging. How are you attracting clients? Just looking at deeper aspects of more technical aspects of the business to help us position ourselves. Do you have a website? How can you get a website? Those kinds of things. So I think those things would be helpful to have someone help us evaluate, whether it's paid or free, just someone help to evaluate, because you telling me, okay, you need to do this, you need to do that, but do I have the foundation? Do I have the systems in place? Because a business dies or lives on its systems. And no matter how well we're doing in certain areas, if we don't have the system in place, then we'll probably fail. I think would be great to have someone evaluate our business so that we have the systems and the foundations for successful future.
I think that's something I'll definitely end up looking into, because I know we're starting a business startup guide for more foundation for businesses. So especially that marketing aspect is so crucial. And most people skip over it at the beginning because they just want that baseline. What do I need? What's my vision statement? What's my brand name? Brand guidelines, how you're marketing yourself, what your brand story is so important when you start to grow. So I think having someone, an industry professional or someone in the chamber, a member, being able to sit down one-on-one or in a coaching group and say, you've got this, but if I was coming at this as a potential client, this is what it sounds like to me, so this is how I would change it. I think that'd be really valuable.
Yeah, because if you think about it, I may have a beautiful website, but when people come to my website, do I have something to offer them? And once they've completed that first buy or offer, do I have another level to send them? So those kinds of things are so important.
I think it's definitely worth having some sort of scaling your business one-on-one kind of workshop series. So definitely bring that up to Judy because I think she'd like it. But as we come to a close, are there any questions that I didn't ask or stories that you think would be vital or just important in general for someone coming into the mentorship program to know?
Yeah, I think knowing who you are and what you're capable of and what it is you're looking for is very important, because if you are looking for something that the program doesn't offer, you're going to be very disappointed. So really knowing who you are and what you're looking for, and then ask lots of questions before you sign on the dotted line. You're not a pest. This is your time and your money. So you want to make sure you ask all the questions to be sure that this is the right program for you. And it may not be the right program now, but it could be the right program 6 months from now. So it's not a matter of you're cutting it off. It's just, okay, I may not be ready for this program right now, but I have what I need to get ready for the program. So I would really suggest that whoever is going to be entering the program ask lots of questions. And if you don't know the questions to ask, find out from whoever the facilitator is there anything that I'm not asking that could possibly help me decide if this program is right for me at this time?
I think that's all really important because, I mean, this is several months of your time that you're putting into this. You need to make sure that you're willing to put in the work, that you're getting what you need out of it. But also ask us questions, because if we don't know an answer, we're going to find someone who does. But yeah, so thank you so much for sharing your experiences. I think this was really valuable for people coming into the mentorship program and just members in general who are interested. So thank you so much.
You are welcome.
If you would like more information on the Business Resource Center and its programs, including the mentorship program, visit togetherforhenry.com. Are you looking for more ways to promote your business and to get involved with the Chamber and sponsorship opportunities? Want to get your business in front of our most engaged audiences? Now's the perfect time to secure your spot as a sponsor. We have exciting opportunities available for the Georgia Flex Competition, the National Civics Bee, our annual golf classic, and much more. Each sponsorship puts your brand at the center of the action, connecting you with community leaders, decision makers, and future talent. Spots are limited, so reach out to the Chamber today at henrycounty.com to learn more on how you can get involved and make an impact. If you are interested in discussing membership benefits or sponsorship opportunities, please connect with our team at 770-957-5786 or at henrycounty.com. Be sure and like this podcast wherever you download it from and leave a comment. This will help others find us. And if you want to drop us a text with thoughts, questions, or suggestions, you can do that through the show link on the podcast site. Join us next week for more member and community news and to hear about our summer interns' accomplishments and how they spent their time here at the Chamber. Until next time, stay connected, stay inspired, and keep growing with us at the Henry County Chamber.